Welcome everyone to this edition of Talented Universe. We have two special guests today, but first I am going to introduce one of my co-hosts. Marcia, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, and I'm even more happy now that I see fluffiness on the screen there.
Yes.
happy to be here. Thank
Happy
you.
to be here too. Liz, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm with Marcia there. Happiness to see something fluffy and cute on the screen. And other than that, I'm doing great. And I hope that our wonderful guest, Miss April Hartman, is doing just as wonderful.
I am.
Actually, Miss April, I have a message for you from a friend.
Okay.
They
Yes.
contacted me because they landed in Italy in the middle of the night last night and were going to try to make the show, but she didn't think she was going to be able to do it because of time constraints. So Miss Lynn Sellers said that she wanted to say that she loves working with you, especially with Acting Up Studios.
Oh my God. Hi, Lynn. I'm so glad she made it to Italy. I'm jealous, but glad.
Yeah, I was too. Yeah, when she was talking about that.
Oh, I just love her. I just love her to pieces. That is so fabulous. Wow, what a small world.
Yeah, really. Because I had recognized her from some of the work that she had done because she had put in a heart on one of the things I'd posted about you when we got talking just in general. I'm like, I know you. Then it clicked to where all these different things that I had seen her in. I'm like, oh, okay, now I know you. So,
Oh,
going into your acting, I've got to ask you this because you have done so many different things. But who or what originally started your spark for acting? Because I know in high school, you were in choir and you did gymnastics and other things. So what sparked that love?
I'm gonna put him say hi. He might come back, but he's getting antsy. So funny enough, when I was in choir, I started in Texas Girls Choir, which was this thing you had to try out for, and I think I was like 10 or 11. Me and my sister both did, and I ended up getting the letter that I had made it in, and I was like, yay, I guess, because I can't sing. So I'm in this choir and I hate it. I hate it so much. So many rehearsals and I don't like singing. But then, so I was in it a couple of years, but then we did a production of Annie. Oh no, first it was County Fair. It was
County Fair.
A little play at County Fair. And man, I was like, what is this? I don't have to sing and I'm still getting applause and attention and what? So I think that started it, but then the real thing was my dad. If you knew my dad, he loved movies. I used to watch, this is going to age me a little bit and I don't care. I used to watch Hee Haw with him growing up.
Same here.
And Groucho Marx. That's Abbott and Costello, Three Stooges, all the stuff. And that man had such an infectious laugh. It came from his whole body. And seeing him, how much he loved that and enjoyed that. I remember sitting there watching him one day going, I really want to do that. I want to make people feel like that. I want to make people laugh like that. That's pretty cool. So I think a mixture of both. And then I was just, got into the theater part of it and was hooked.
Well, speaking of laughing and all, I have to ask you this because you've done a couple of comedies and different things, but you did one particular show with a certain comedian that we're all literally dying to know. When you did One Mississippi with Tig Notaro, how fun was that to actually do that?
Oh my God, it was so much fun. And it was, I'm going to tell, this is so funny. It was so much fun. And Tig was so nice and so down to earth and so cool. I mean, she was just like, she even drove back to the main base camp with us in our van. And normally the stars of the show won't do that. They have their own little, and she's like, can I get in? We're like, of course. But it was also my first lesson, I guess, in just don't just show up and do your job kind of thing. Because I remember sitting there waiting to shoot my part, and I'm watching, Tig and the other actors I'm in a scene with do their thing before I walk in, and I'm just like, da 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 da. And so the director's like, okay, we're ready for you. And I'm like, yes, all right, I'm ready. It's like cool. And I go, so when I walk up to the table, do you want me to like flirt with her, Tig, or just look at that? Like, do you want me to say? And she goes, the director looks at me and she goes, just say the line. I was like, okay, I could do that. Or I can, it's fine. I'll just do that. I was like, and that's what I did. But it was a great, great experience. And I was so glad because I love her stand up. I think she's hilarious. I love her dry humor. It just cracks me up. So it was really awesome getting to meet her, getting to work with her, and just one of my highlights.
I can definitely see that, and it's been so fun to see her transition into certain things you wouldn't think she would do. She has been on a couple of different shows of science fiction, including within the Star Trek universe, and it's always fun to see her almost kind of do the same characters that she does on stage or in other things, but it seems like it's a more just her role, coming out with whatever lines are there that she has to do.
For sure. I just, and I loved watching her work too, because I'm a big person of soaking up like all the stuff. You know what I mean? Like watching
the fun.
Yes, I just want to know. I want to know what your process is, how you work, what do you do, da da da. So it's really cool.
Well, I'm going to kind of skip one main question, and I'll let Marcia deal with that here in a second, but I have to actually ask you something. Okay. You were in probably one of our top favorite verticals of all of us across the board. And we have had Declan on for stuff and talking about all of his stuff, but how much fun did you have doing Pool Boy when you were Sky's mom, Wes, the character of it? And then when I was watching it, it almost seemed like at one point when you were pulling him out of the prom, it almost seemed like a real mom kind of came in and focused, because it wasn't just, okay, come on, I'm upset with you, let's go. It was you grabbed him and, you practically pulled him out. So
you know what? It's sometimes because I normally, spoiler alert, I normally play a bad guy in these things.
Yeah.
That one, it was so hard to be mean. It was so hard to be mean to him.
It was very hard to be mean with Declan. I swear to God, he's one of the sweetest people.
The sweetest guy, and just young, beautiful, sweet. And so every time in that show that I had to be ugly to him, I was just like, oh, he's like, it's okay. I'm like, oh. But I had so much fun on that. We laughed, we cried, laughed, whatever. And it really, that one was really hit home for me. I have a son that is, who is gay, and I was like, I would never, ever do these things to him. And I even told him that on set. I was like, I would never do this. I promise I would never treat my son like this.
It doesn't seem that she had the problem with him being gay.
Not
she
at
had
all.
The problem with the fact that he wasn't going to run the business. That was her issue.
100%. But I meant just being mean to him in general. Like I would like, my son is, I love him more than anything. I couldn't imagine. So it was hard for me to look at him and be like, run this business, and be so ugly and pull him out of the prom and things like that. I'm like, oh, so mean. But they were just so nice. They honestly, and my favorite, believe it or not, scene in that whole show was where we're standing by the lockers. I don't know if you remember this part. And the two kids were close to the end. The two kids were talking. Mm-hmm. And I walked in, but the dad that I have never met of the other character walks in. He says something. I look at him. I'm like, "Who are you?" Just so mean. So we kept laughing in that one too. And it was like close to the end of the day, so we're all giddy anyway, and just They're just so much fun. And
They really did seem it, and I at some point want to wrangle Sky and hear his the side of it too, since we've had that one already. But I'm going to go ahead and toss it to Marcia, but I have a bunch more questions for you in a little bit.
nice.
I'll bet you do, Liz.
What?
Thank
Am I that bad?
April.
Yeah,
I-
I
I-
counted 3 questions that you stole from Marcia.
But it's really fun to start with your comedic roles, and I love that you were talking about classics like Abbott and Costello. It's one of my absolute favorites. This year I watched Hold That Ghost.
Oh, that goes. That's one of my favorites.
I laugh 100 million times.
It goes with fangs.
Yeah.
It is absolutely. If I had to watch one movie for the rest of my life, might be that movie.
Oh, it's just so funny. And my son loves that now too, because I made him watch it with me growing up.
I'm so glad he likes it.
Yeah, very much.
So yeah, I had to put that in there. So thank you. And also another one of your comedic roles is The Stress Is Killing Me,
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
which which had what else could go wrong? You have a 20-year reunion.
Yes.
You are the organizer.
So I'm going to tell you a funny story about this. So when this is just how it goes sometimes. I mean, this business is so weird and crazy, and you're never going to figure it out. So actors out there, if you're trying to figure it out, you won't. Just stop trying. Just go with the flow, because I mean, there's no rhyme or reason. When I got that audition, I didn't get the audition for Sue initially. I got the audition for Donna, the doctor. And I went in and did the audition, and he was like, okay, thank you. And then a couple of weeks later, he's like, I want to have you come in and read again, but can you read for Kiki? Sure. So I ran and read for that one, who was closer to what I'm really like in life. And then, so I did that one. And then he's like, okay, so I'm going to have you back and read again. And this time I read for Marcy. And so I haven't even read for Sue at this point. So that the last time he called me in, he's like, well, let's just go back through a couple of them and see. So I did Donna again. I did, I believe I did Kiki again. He's like, well, let's just do Sue. Let's see what you do with Sue. And so I did Sue, thinking I'm never going to book Sue. It's not anything how I am. And that's just not me. I'm not top A. I do not care. I do not plan. Right. And when he got me the email, he was like, hey, so yeah, I would love you for you to play the role too. And I was like, I thought it was a mistake. So I was like, oh, okay. So when we had the table read, I was like, so you're sure I'm Sue? He was like, uh-huh. I was like, okay. So I had a blast. One of the best sets I've ever been on, and the relationship that we all had with each other was really like we were college friends. It was so great, but just not the role I thought I was going to play at all.
Mm-hmm.
So weird to me and so different that I was like, I have to figure this Sue out, because I don't know what to do.
Well,
Yeah.
and it starts off, you with everybody gathers and then you drop the thing. Oh, I've rented this house, and I'm thinking, okay, what could go wrong with
Lots,
this?
yeah.
And Todd and Sue.
We joked around a lot because I love Darren, the guy that plays Todd.
Mm-hmm.
I love him so much. We're still good friends. And we joked so much after that, because Todd and Sue were just that couple that were so perfect and all. We were joking with Tom, the director, about, hey, you have you need to have a Todd and Sue spinoff here.
What a great idea.
Like, why not?
And I have to talk about the scene where you and Todd are being intimate and everybody's outside.
It's so great. It's so great because she's so uptight that scene just, every character in there goes on a little journey. And hers is just stop being so uptight about everything. Have fun. Who cares? And so that was just a great scene. And those are always funny to do too, because we're not really doing anything. We're just up there with a mic going, oh yeah. Oh. What I mean? So it's like looking at each other going, oh, okay, it's weird.
Well, it was just a fun movie, and
Yeah.
I thank everybody in there. Your director, there was Carol,
Tom
Carol,
Carroll, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so that was so much fun, and then to look at some of your other roles, which are really intense,
Yeah.
and
Believe it or not, those are my favorites.
the intense ones are the really.
Yeah.
Why
They
is that
really-
particularly?
Well, it's the same thing I always tell my students. I'm like, playing a bad guy is so much fun because we don't get to do that in life. If we talk to someone like that in life, we'd either get punched, shot, stabbed, whatever. So it's cathartic in a way. I've had a bad week. Oh, I get to go to set and yell at someone, say awful things that I would never get to say to anyone. But also it's the gritty roles, the really hard ones, the emotional ones, those are they're intense, but I love them so much because I can really, really dive into a character and dissect it and really get in there and figure out why this person is this way. What happened in their life to make them this way? Or were they just never loved? Were they never seen? Whatever the situation is. They're hard to do on set because you got to imagine staying in that mindset, staying in that emotional state of whatever it is for, however many takes it takes. It's not easy, but at the end of the day, you come away going, well, I did that. So, but yeah, those are my favorite, those gritty ones, those intense ones.
And you mentioned your students. I've seen that you've done lots of workshops and been speaker. And how did you get started in that aspect of teaching other actors?
So interesting. So I come from Dallas. My whole career mainly was when I lived in Dallas, and I went to an acting studio there called T-Bell Actor Studio. My coach Teresa Bell, who she is not only, I always get emotional when I talk about her because she is not only the best acting coach I have ever went to. She's a pretty extraordinary woman who has written a lot of scripts that are really amazing, and one day we'll get them made. But she's just so great. And I studied there for 16 or 17 years. I loved it. I wouldn't miss. It was my therapy. It was my time. And then, so when I lived there, but about the last 4 or 5 years I was at the studio, she came to me and was like, I'm going to start a beginner class. Would you be interested in teaching it? And I was like, oh God, no. She was like, why? I was like, I don't know how to teach, but she's like, I will teach you how to teach. I was like, okay. I was like, but here's the thing about actors. We're so freaking insecure all the time. And so I was really worried that I was like, people are going to be like, what's she coaching for? What does she know? Like acting coach was like, you've been in the industry a long time. You've done a lot of stuff and you've been training for over 15 years. I think you're okay. I was like, you know what? You're right. So I started teaching at her studio, the beginners, and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with watching other actors break through walls and be able to do something that they would come in and go, oh, I can't, I'm never going to be able to do that, April. I'm just not. I'm like, oh yeah, you will. Just wait. Mm-hmm. And to watch them grow and then start working and booking. And I always tell my students, I'm like, to see some of y'all, like, I would love to see y'all sell past me and because it's a compliment either, like, oh my God, that's amazing. So when I moved from there, I moved to New Mexico in 2022. And I had a friend that had lived here already. We've known each other for 20 years in the industry. She used to live in Dallas as well. We got to talk and I was like, I miss teaching. I miss coaching. I was like, I'm going to start a studio here. So we did.
Mm-hmm. So in New Mexico, is that where you are now, or?
Yes. So I'm here in New Mexico. However, I work in LA so much now with all the verticals that I kind of split the time.
Mm-hmm.
So a few months there, a few months here, however it works.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not too far, so it kind of works out great. Yeah.
It's funny. I did a couple of massage therapy workshops in New Mexico, and I saw a prairie dog for the first time. Those are the weirdest looking.
They're weird, aren't they? Yeah.
And they're like everywhere. They pop up just like the cartoon.
They do. I'm funny because my sister came to visit me. God bless her heart. She came to visit me, and I was like, "Ooh!" And we were out driving around. I go, "Ooh, look, a roadrunner!" And she was like, "Because they're everywhere here too." And she saw it. She goes, "That's not a roadrunner." And I was like, "Yeah, it is." And she's like, "Well, that doesn't look like the roadrunner." I said, "Tammy, that's a cartoon. This one is real. It is." It's like, do you really expect it to look like a roadrunner? Like, really? It's like,
we hope, right?
Well, they're up in my family's up in Indiana, and so they're like, we don't know. They don't have roadrunners up there and crazy stuff. But yeah, she was like,
well, I'm gonna turn it to Michael.
Well, thank you. I just wanted to throw up a comment. Someone made a comment about April. Yeah, Kat C says April's amazing.
Stop that.
Yeah. Now, I have a question I usually ask a lot of our guests, but I'm going to change it a little bit and add to it.
Ooh.
But I'll do the basic one, then I'm going to go on to more intense. When you got your first gig with a vertical, number one, did you know what you were getting into? Number two, what did you tell your friends after you got offset and tried to explain it to them, what you did?
The very first one that I booked was called Unraveling the Son-in-Law. I had no idea what I was getting in. No idea. They were
cryptic.
Yeah, they were just started. They weren't even being mentioned much. They were just starting. So I had no clue. So I go do this thing, and I mean, my friends asked afterward, where can we watch it? Where, how did it go? What was this thing? And here's my response. I don't know. Because I didn't know anything. I was like, they said it's a vertigo. I haven't heard of this. So I'm just waiting to find out. I'm not sure. And so it was a really I felt bad because I just didn't know the information. I'm like, oh.
You didn't notice the camera was turned funny, or you just didn't pay it attention?
No, I did notice that. And I knew, okay, vertical, obviously this is what it means, but fast forward, because that was.
How long ago did you, let me go back. When was your first, how many years ago was that?
It was 2.5 years ago.
Oh, so that was really at the beginning then.
It was beginning.
In the U.S.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very beginning. So nobody really knew what these things were. And then when I tried to explain vertical, they were like, what? And I was like, I don't know. It's vertical. And they're like, why? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just showing up and doing my job. So I really didn't know anything about it at that very first one. But then by the time I booked the next one, which I believe was Keeley, I knew, and I was like, oh, okay, this is what this is. And I could explain it more. A lot of them still didn't get it because it hadn't spread like it is now.
Yeah. Right.
It took a minute for it to really get out there. So a lot of my friends were like, what are you working on? I'm like, oh, it's another vertical. And they're like, what?
I didn't understand about the first one. Why are you doing another one?
I'm not getting it. I'm like, just wait, you will. You'll get it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the talk of everywhere now. I mean, They're getting known. I still have friends that don't know what they are, and they go, "Why are you interviewing these people that do verticals? What are they?" And I try to explain it to them, and I mean, I have to show it. I have to show them, or I say, "Do you look at TikTok?" And they go, "Well, yeah." And I said, "Have you seen something that comes up that's like a little mini drama, like you're looking at the old Harlequin romances, but they're on video?"
Yes.
And they go, "Yes." And I said, "That's what it is." So,
there you go.
Yeah.
It's our modern day soap operas.
Absolutely. But yeah, but it's, and I still have other friends. Well, why don't they just turn their phone horizontally? That's the latest I've been getting from a couple of my friends.
It's so much work.
Well, it is. It's not. It hurts your hand when you're doing it horizontally. I'm sorry.
Scroll, like, right?
Yeah. So I mean, but I totally get what they're talking about, because, I mean, you know, I blame Liz for finding out what they are. So
Yeah, we blame Liz.
yeah,
Started it
Marcia
all.
blames me because I made her look at her first one, and I looked at the first one, didn't know what they were, and then I said, "Liz, I found this great new thing." Oh, I've known about that for years.
I started watching the original Chinese versions several
Wow.
years ago. So I was already hooked in the Chinese versions.
Okay.
So she knew what they were, and I was just like, well,
she really got on at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So because of that, you know, she's our resident expert.
Love it.
I
She
wouldn't
won't
notice
admit
it.
it. But
I don't think I'm the resident expert. I just think I'm the resident one you like to blame your addictions on.
well, yeah, that's true too. But you know, we got to have somebody. We can't blame ourselves. You know, that's
No,
just
Can I blame
what
my
it is.
coffee addiction on?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Well, I've got the same addiction, so hey.
I need it.
But anyway,
I know.
what so it sounds like you really have a fun time with the verticals, the ones that you've done.
I do. I do.
What about it? What about? Well, let me ask you this: production matter. Were you shocked at the speed that they go through these things?
Yes.
Were you shocked at how fast they sometimes get them out after you shoot them?
Yes. As a matter of fact, the last one that I did, I was talking to, we were in between shoot at launch, I think. And I was talking to the director and the AC. I'm talking to both of them and I'm like, so tell me about this for you guys, what this process did. I go, what do you got? Are you work on another one right after this? What do you normally? And they're like, oh, no. Right after this, we go into post and we have like not even a month to finish post. I'm like, what? Not even a month? She's like, yeah, it'll be crazy for the next 2 weeks that after we wrap trying to get it ready, edited and done.
Yeah, edited first, then the final polish and this, and then it's out.
And then it's out. And I was like, wow. And they do shoot fast, but I tell actors, I'm like, you got to imagine when you're doing a normal film, TV show, whatever, and of course they're horizontally, it opens up more of the world behind you.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have to deal with, set dressing and while you're filming, lighting and boom and where is it and da-da-da. So a lot of times in those situations, you're cutting for boom and mic, or you're cutting because there's a shadow somewhere. You're cutting because, all these different things. Hey, what's that on the table behind there? Well, verticals, you're pretty much just getting the actors. You might see a little bit of the background, whatever. So when I've worked on these, we have never cut for boom and shot. We've never cut for lighting. We've never cut for something in the background. It's just you're burning and turning.
Well, there is what everybody has told us. They say they have to stand so close.
So close.
That it was a little intimidating because they weren't used to that. That's some that came from the horizontal world, which most of them had.
Yes.
And it was like, you're too far, you're out of frame all the time until they learned that. But
Yeah.
Was that, did you get that a lot the first one, or were you kind of in the background on those first ones, so you didn't get you got to get closer?
No, the first one, I'm trying to remember. There was one scene in the first one that I did. One of them was a dinner scene, so they were doing 2 shots. So that one was, of course, but then we were having to scoot a little closer than we normally would sit at a dinner table with somebody. But I remember the scene in the kitchen with the son-in-law, where I'm just being awful to him. There was a moment they're like, you gotta walk in more. And I was like, this feels really uncomfortable for a mother-in-law and son-in-law. But it doesn't look like that. So yeah.
No, it doesn't. That's the funny thing.
Yeah. It's that cameraman. It lies, but not.
But not. Well, I'm going to throw it back over to Liz, because I know that she had some more questions for you. So,
yay.
No, actually, I wanted to tag on to a couple things that both Marcia and Michael had said regarding the verticals in particular. I don't think anybody actually asked the main question of how did you find out about these and how did you get into them to begin with?
So my manager, he's in LA. His name is John Schultz with Bedford Artist Management. He started sending me these auditions, and I remember the first couple I got. I was like, what are these? And he was like, oh, it's just what's going on right now. And the industry's kind of weird. That's the word I'll use. Weird right now, where you're seeing not as many people invest in film right now. TV shows, it's kind of weird. There's just not a lot going on. So he's like, hey, these are verticals. I have some people that say they won't do them, some people. And I was like, well, what do you think? And he goes, I think you're an actor for hire. That's what I think. And I think if you want to work. And I was like, well, let's do it. Because I want to work. And at where I am right now, it's, people always ask, well, you've been doing this so long. Well, why aren't you being more choosy? And I was like, because I'm an actor and I like to work. Because I'm like, and maybe one day if that happens where I get to a level where I can be more choosy, I will, but I'm not there. I mean, doing this, and that's crazy to say, but 20 years into this business, almost 100 credits, and those aren't even all of them on IMDb. And people are like, nobody knows who you are. I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that. It's hard.
No, it really doesn't. No,
it just doesn't. And I'm tell actors all the time, and I'm like, and if you're not doing this because you love it and you just love to work, you will not last, because it is a long game. You've got to not go in going, oh, I'm going to be rich and famous one day. Yeah, good luck. You got to go in doing it for the love of it. So when my manager was like, I think you're an actor for hire, and I think that if you want to work, this is what we're doing. And I was like, then let's go. And so that's how it started. He got me the first, he's got me all of them actually. But those first couple come in, and then they started rolling, and I was like, wow.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this is cool. More work. I'll take it.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, that kind of ties in with another question I had, going back to one with you teaching it and being in it so long, and now with what you just explained. If you had to go back and give 3 main points either to your younger self or a newbie coming up through in the classes, what would those 3 main points be?
That's a good one. I think number 1, know what you're getting into. And if that means research, talking to other actors, really understand the business side of this and what you're getting into. I see so many actors starting out making these huge mistakes that are costing them time and money. And then they end up getting, very frustrated, upset, depressed because, oh, it's just not going anywhere. And I'm like, because you came in with these expectations that weren't realistic. So I would say educate yourself, know what you're getting into. Number 2, balance. Just you've got to have a life-work balance. Being an actor is not for the faint of heart, and it's not easy. ever. There's a lot of expectations for us. Never be late, be 15 minutes early is on time, know your stuff, follow directions, and we really don't get any slack. I mean, there's agents and reps out there. Oh, you didn't follow directions, drop, or you're gone. Or, oh, you didn't do this. Oh, you're gone, whatever. So it's know what you're getting into and expectation wise of what it is that's expected from you. And I think the biggest one of all is don't take it so serious. And I don't mean that in a way of don't take the job serious. I mean that in a way of you're going to get told no a million times in this business. You've got to learn how to go, okay, and not let it just crush you or bother you. I mean, there's been some auditions in my life, and I always bring up these two because they still hurt. They do. Stranger Things and The Walking Dead. I mean,
you tried out for The Walking
Really?
Dead. Wow.
Had auditions for both of them, and those hurt because those are career-changing jobs.
Oh yeah.
Right. But at the end of the day, wasn't my time, wasn't for me. And when I watch it and see the cast, I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense, right?
Well,
so it's not just about your talent in this business, and I wish it was. I wish it was, but it's not. There's so many other factors that go into giving you that job, and everything's got to align. So you just have to have a thick skin and know that I'm going to get told no probably 90% of the time.
You know, and I agree with you 100%. You do need to have a thicker skin. But just one thing real quick with The Walking Dead, with now there are so many different spin-offs and branches. Have you ever thought about trying out for one of the other ones? I mean, I have heard that when actors go back, they'll get a different role, like on a different show even than what they originally did.
I would absolutely love that. But the thing it comes down to is you got to get the audition. And if you don't, there's no chance. So I know my reps work hard for me, and I know they, try to get me into whatever they can. But what I think too, what actors have to realize is we used to go in the room. We used to walk into the audition room and have to be there live. That has gone away. We don't do that anymore. So what it's done is, okay, it has a pro and a con. Pro side, oh, I don't have to live in New York or LA anymore. I can live anywhere and do this because I can just tape my audition and send it in. Mm-hmm. Fabulous. Con, everyone realized that. And there now is 10 times the amount of people
submitting stuff.
Yes. Yep. Submitting that one. So instead of going against 100 people in the room, you're going against 5,000 people on video. You know what I mean? So it's even more competitive now than it was when I started out. So I would love to, and I know they try, and hopefully someday that happens, but it's one of those things like if the casting director doesn't call you in, you kind of don't get a shot at it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's an unfortunate part of the business in a way. For so many established actors and actresses want these roles, but we have, in a good way and a bad way too, so many new and upcomers that are doing the same thing. And it's like a much larger pool, like you said, to figure out what you want. I have always thought going in yourself in person not only shows what you can do, but the people that are looking for those certain characters are looking at you and they're seeing how you right now in the moment are taking that character, not just what I'm seeing on screen.
Right. 100%. I miss going in the room. I loved it. It was my jam because I used to walk in and my first thing would be like, who's reading with me? And they point them out and I'm like, me and you. And it would be my goal, whatever the role was. If it was, I'm either going to make you really uncomfortable or I'm really going to seduce you or I'm really going to yell at you. And it was my goal to make that person kind of squirm in their seat a little bit. Right. So I miss it because you don't get that. You don't get feedback. You send in a tape and you never hear anything again if you don't book it. So it's kind of a thing like, so yeah.
And I know, like Marcia had kind of covered a little bit, you've done a lot of, darker roles and different things. But you did a werewolf role in a vertical. How much fun was that, and how different was it feeling doing this versus some of the other psychological thrillers that you've done?
So I didn't get to play a werewolf, which was upsetting, but that's okay. I mean, kind of, but I didn't ever werewolf out. I was the
Yeah.
mom, it was fun. But the thing about verticals is that any kind of, because I also did another film called High Moon, which is a werewolf.
Mhm. Right.
And it was kind of a lighter side of it too. But I think the difference is anything vertical, it's just kind of the lighter side of it. It's never too heavy. Now, some of the abuse that I have to dish out can be heavy, but it's fun. Again, it's just that you come to the set knowing that, there's this world that I have to create and believe in and believe it's real. And really step into that world and think, okay, I am this, I think it was called My Miracle Luna. I am this, werewolf patriarch family, and I have to protect it at all costs. And this is this real world to me now. So it's fun because not everybody gets to do that.
Oh, I know.
People say, why are you an actor? I'm like, because I get to be everything and I don't need degrees for it. I get to just go be it. And all these different worlds, which is fun.
Oh, yeah, it's so fun to create, and on that being all these different things, and you have done several different things in comedic roles as well. I would love to see like a straight vertical that is a full, comedy show. Not even a rom-com, but an actual comedy. Something along the lines of like Mama's Family or something like that. It'd be really fun to watch.
Well, I
like Lucy. Yeah.
Trying to get one off the ground. It's one that we did, me and my partner of the studio, Ariane Martin, we did a 48-hour race here last year. And we did it for our students and to get them on set and experience or whatever. And we played the two main roles, and it was called Marge and Rita. And these two women are ridiculous. And I based it on my family in Indiana.
God.
Because they're awesome and so much fun, but ridiculous. Like, they take bingo very, very, very serious. It's not a joke.
Okay.
Very
it's a
serious.
Lifestyle.
Yeah. So it's kind of just these two ridiculous older women that just don't give a damn, and how that shows up. So hopefully I can get that one.
That sounds great.
That really does sound good.
It's just a hoot, and putting them in different scenarios that they're not accustomed to, like the one that we did for the 48 hours. They go to they've won this getaway, and it's to a spa, and they say to Mexico, and then it comes on the screen, New Mexico. And they're just at they're just fish out of water. They're at this spa. They've never been to one before. They don't know what's going on, what all these things are. They're just there to drink, smoke. They keep getting busted. And it's funny. So hopefully get that one out soon.
I think that'd be so fun though for you to do. I'm going to go ahead and pass it to Marcia real quick.
Okay. When you were talking about some of your being able to use your talents, we like to poke around and see what talents people express that they have, and then ask them about it. So, for instance, you put I saw on your resume that you whistling, and when I think of whistling, I think of the Andy Griffith Show.
Yes. So I know a lot of people can't whistle, and I can whistle. Now, I don't do I just do the normal whistle. And so I often around my house just boyfriend's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm whistling. You don't whistle. You don't whistle anymore. But I can do it really loud just like that. So I know.
And have you had the opportunity to?
No. I've never got to do it on set. I've never got to whistle. I'm like, please somebody see that on my resume and go, we need a whistler. So I can just be the girl that's sitting there. And it cracks me up that people that can't whistle. I have friends who are like, "How do you do it?" I'm like, you just blow. You just
Put your lips together and blow.
Yeah,
Right.
like
There's
not
a
quite like that.
it is a true talent because it's surprising how many people can't do it. And so
I know. I did see. I've always been able to do it, like since I can remember. So I never had that. So when people, it's odd to me when they go, "I can't whistle." I'm like, "Huh?" And everybody, and that's something people can just do.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
And you know who else was good at whistling? Lou Costello. He goes, "Woo!"
Yeah,
See?
I love it. I love it. Costello.
And then another talent is double dutch. See, that's a lot of. Can you really?
I used to, yes, listen, and I need to bust out the jump ropes. I used to be jump rope champ at my school. Now this was elementary into junior high. And I could do all the, twists and turns and fast. And it's so much fun. I love jump roping, but yeah, double dutch, we used to get out there and go in between.
Yeah.
It was
That's
so
interesting because
awesome.
I'm from New York City and that's a street game. And we used to always, get out the double dutch and, underhanded.
Yep. Try to sneak in, do a little dance, sneak out, come back around.
And there's this group of slightly older women who double dutch. I forget the name of it, but there's this whole, and they have groups all over the country, and they do double dutch. So I'll have to find that out.
You done me telling me looking something up.
T-shirts and everything.
I love this. I'm gonna be looking something up after we get done.
Yeah.
So if y'all see me double dutching somewhere.
In your next vertical.
Yeah.
Along with
That could be
whistling.
fun.
Yes.
Yes, let me double dutch in a vertical, please.
And I know we're getting to there, but there's another. I saw on Instagram you were in sort of a period dress, a maroon or a wine type Bridgerton experience. Can you tell me where that?
It was fabulous. So I have a friend here who runs Vault Studios. Her name is Kathleen Catshaw. She's amazing, amazing person. She just opened Vault Studios last year, and she partnered with another company. I think it's Creative Artists to put on a show, and it was a whole Bridgerton themed event. And so they came to us as a studio and said, "Hey, could you guys do a scene from Bridgerton, you and your students?" And I was like, absolutely, it would be good for them. So we did. We took a scene from the very first episode, the ball scene, and choreographed it and cast it from our students, got them to and showed up that day and did it. And so we all dressed up to just have the whole Bridgerton thing going on that day. It was really, really fun. A lot of fun. And they did it amazing. I was so happy. Yeah. My little acting coach Hart was just, it's like your baby's up there. Like, they did it. They're so good. It was.
And as we look toward the development of verticals, and we're seeing more period pieces, more fantasy, more of that type. Is that something that you've seen? Is that something that you'd like to see?
I'd like to see verticals, and I hope I'm not. Nobody do this before me. I would really like to see them go the horror and comedy route, and start doing some of those. Horror is my jam. I love horror films.
I don't want to interrupt Marcia, but just on that, I will shoot you a message later. There are two people that are creating brand new horror, full-on horror verts, and I just got in touch with them yesterday. So I'll talk to you about that later.
That makes me
look. She loves it.
I know I do, because I love horror films. I love watching them and I love making them. And I keep telling myself, I'm not going to make any more. I'm done. And then somebody will come, want this role, and I'm like, yes, I do, because they're so fun to make. I love them. So I would like them to go that direction. And yeah, fantasy, sci-fi, all of it. I mean, if we're going to do it, I think, these verticals are not going anywhere and they just keep getting more and more and more. Then let's put out really good content like that draws people in, especially the horror. Those cliffhangers would be amazing. Each episode would be awesome.
Yeah. And my last question as we're winding up here is, behind you, is that Audrey Hepburn in Breakfast at Tiffany's? Is that?
It is. I love her so much. That is Audrey Hepburn. I love her so much. I think she was so talented. I've watched a ton of her movies, and I think she's an amazing actress.
Yeah.
And I also think she's an amazing person, because I don't know anyone else that could have the success that she had. And at the height of that success go, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to go do some humanitarian stuff for the rest of my life.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
But she was just like, I admire that so much, because I'm not sure I could do that. Right. But I admire that she was able to go, you know what? This isn't filling my cup anymore. I'm going to go do something for others. And she did. And so I just love her to pieces.
Well, remember, she started out as a resistance fighter in World War II to begin with. So that was already in her nature. So, yeah.
I know. And she was beautiful. Yeah. Gosh, she was just gorgeous. Love her. So, yeah, that's my Audrey.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Well, thank you for being with us. I've enjoyed it so much, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Oh, I had a blast.
To Liz.
I just kind of wanted to echo that as well. We thank you so much for being on the show, and I hope you're still a Cowboys fan. I saw some of your posts on that, and I know, yeah.
I am. It hurts. It hurts.
Yeah. Well, I think they're playing tonight, so
they are. And that's another thing that my father used to do, right? So when people come at me now, because I have been a Cowboy fan my whole life, and we used to watch the games together, and he passed in 2007, but I still watch them, and I'm still a huge Cowboy fan. Everybody's like, but April, they haven't won in 30 minutes. I'm like, so what? Yeah,
that's okay. One of my best friends, who's also a host on the show, is a huge Cowboys fan too. So you're forgiven.
It's just a love-hate relationship, right? I just love him to pieces and want to knock Jerry Jones' head off at the same time. But who doesn't?
So thank you again. And Mr. Michael, it is up to you.
It's up to me, but stay with us after we close, because I think Liz wanted to tell you what she needed to tell you.
Yay!
Oh, I just shoot her the stuff.
Well, whatever. But anyway, thank you so much for coming, April. I mean, it was a joy having you.
Well, it was so much fun. Thank all of you so much for having me
and we hope that you're going to book that horror sooner than you think.
Yeah.
I do have one coming up. I don't know. I can't say the name of it. I can't say what.
No, and that's fine. We don't want you to get in trouble.
I didn't ask, and I was going to, and then I forgot, and I got busy. But yeah, we will start filming in January, so I'm very excited.
There you go. That is exciting. Yeah. But thank you for coming, and thank you everyone for joining us live. If you're watching us later, try to get on with live, and then you can ask questions to our guests. So everyone, take care, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.